Hello and welcome to Magical Travel Adventure. I am Lauren, your host, and I am here today with my super special guest, Ashely, from the Confessions of a Giggler on the YouTube channel, which her information is below. Hello, Ashely.
Hey, thank you for having me, Lauren.
Of course, I enjoyed watching your whole Wish adventure on the new Disney ship, the Disney Wish, and you even got some bonus days.
Yes, I did. It was very unexpected, but um I was very grateful for those bonus days.
Yes. So Ashely is here today to talk all about her Wish trip. So if you plan your next trip, if you have any questions for Ashely, you can obviously reach out to her in the comments or go over to Confessions of a Giggler, her YouTube channel, and ask her questions there. So let's start from the beginning. You obviously had to get to Florida.
Yes, I
So how
did.
did you get to Florida?
So I flew to Florida from Philadelphia. Um, I got there Saturday, Saturday afternoon, I think. So my cruise left on Monday, September 26th. So I got into Orlando on Saturday and I stayed at the Swan Reserve. It was my first time there.
Oh,
Um,
how did you like that?
it was okay. Like, I love the convenience of it, but the room was smaller than I had imagined, and the bed wasn't super comfortable, but the shower was really great. So, um, but I mean, if the price is right, I would stay there again. You know, it wasn't terrible, but it wasn't fantastic, I guess. Maybe because I had high expectations. I don't know.
Yeah, you didn't have a car parked there, right?
No.
No. That
I just took a lift from the airport to the hotel. And
yeah.
then I went into Epcot, and watched BB Mac at Eat to the Beat.
Very cool.
Yeah. So that was like a fun bonus that they were gonna be there, when I already had my cruise plans.
Yeah, that definitely like just matches right up.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So
Yeah.
then how did you end up getting to the port from the hotel?
So on Sunday night, Sunday night, I just like pre-ordered a lift to come and get my mom and I at the hotel at whatever time it was. My port arrival time was 11:15, so I think that I ordered it for like quarter to 10 to give myself some like leeway in case there was traffic, but not too early, because I heard stories of them turning away people. But also, I noticed that there was nowhere to check. Like I heard that they were checking cars and turning cars away, but when we got there, there was none of that. So I don't know if that's new now because,
Yeah, maybe without the COVID
right.
restrictions now.
Yeah, because I was on the second cruise that didn't have to be tested to go on.
Okay.
So I assume that it was because of that, but they did like check your time before you went into the terminal. So
Okay.
I guess you could be there, but you just have to wait outside. Um, I'm not really sure, but I did for check-in. I did do it at the very the like 30-day mark or 60-day, whatever it is. Do you know?
I don't know because they keep changing it. So
I don't want to give the wrong information, but
well, it doesn't
whatever
matter.
day.
Whatever the day it was at that time.
Right. So at midnight, I logged in right away and it took 3 hours. It was a disaster, but I stuck through it because I'm a night owl anyway. So it's not like I had to stay up any later than normal. But I checked in for my mom and I got the 11:15 port arrival time, which was perfect. And we
Yeah.
were in group 6. So great.
Yeah, that's really good. So then how was check-in? Was that easy? Did you have to do any
Like the 30-day prior was not great. It was easy, but it just like the website just spun and spun and spun. I mean, you know how Disney technology is. But if you just stick it out and are patient and don't get frustrated, then it will be fine. It just takes a long time. But it's really easy. And then once you get there, they give you like a QR code, and all you have to do is scan it for one person and the whole party comes up.
Oh,
So
good.
that was really great. I didn't have to like go through all the papers, and like your vaccine status is on there too from your, what is it called? Safe passage.
Safe passage, safe
Yeah.
harbor.
So that's linked to the QR code and everything. So it's not like you have a million things that you have to keep showing. It's just that one QR code and that's it. And
Yeah,
you can have it printed or on your phone. Either one works works good.
that's good. So then I'm assuming you walk in, you kinda check in, and then that's it. They call you up. They call your
Yeah,
group.
yeah. You walk in and you like go through the security. They check your passport, and
Did you
then
check
like
any
you go.
bags, or did you just carry on all your bags?
No, I had a, I'm an overpacker. so,
Well, good
so
thing
I had.
because who knew you would have had those extra days?
Right. I mean, I could have been at sea a couple more days, I'll be honest. So, no, I had 2 big bags and my mom had 1 big bag. So,
Okay.
like, checked size luggage. So we left them with the porter. I just gave them a cash tip. And they take your bags and then they appear at your stateroom later that day. And it's so easy. Because Disney will mail you your luggage tags. So then you could just put them on and they're like the sticker kind and everything. It's not like you have to find a way to attach them, which I've had to do like previous cruises on different different
Yes.
cruise lines.
Be prepared
Um,
for your Royal Caribbean cruise because it's, like,
yeah.
in this weird printed document at the end.
Yeah. So like the Disney Cruise Line, they send you the sticker and it's just like how you would if you were checking a bag, at the airport. Same type of like, peel the thing
Yeah.
off and
Yeah.
put it together. So that was super easy, just left them with the porter. But also if you don't get them in the mail, they have extras and they'll just write your cabin number on the sticker and send it off. You don't have to worry about it. So I still did have some carry-on bags. But it was just like my backpack and, easy things that I needed to carry on with me.
Yeah. That's good. And then you got to walk on the ship?
Yeah, so I mean, we did have to wait in the terminal for a little bit, maybe like an
Mhm.
hour,
Oh, really? Okay.
until they were ready. Yeah, like I don't think they started boarding until maybe noon. So we did have to wait for a little bit, but I was able to log on to their Wi-Fi and book the walking tour. So, which highly recommend. But it didn't like appear until I was attached to the ship Wi-Fi.
Right.
So that's like you couldn't book it beforehand.
Right. There is a
So
bunch of stuff on the app that won't work until you are
right.
unconnected to
So
that
it
cruise
it didn't
Wi-Fi.
pop up until that day. So but they sell out, the spots sell out fast because it's only 'cause, you got like a headset to listen to them. So so like they only have limited spots. So, book that as soon as you get into the terminal if you are interested. I thought it was really great, super worth the time, you know.
And was it
So
on,
I'm really
like,
glad that
your
I
was it on
booked
the
that.
first day or on, like, one of your C days that you had to
I don't they offered it a bunch of days. I
Okay.
just kind of like picked one. I
Okay.
don't I don't really remember which day it was.
That's okay. I just didn't know if they only did it on, like, C days or if they offered it on the days.
Um,
It's okay,
I
you don't have
feel
to
like
memorize.
I was wearing it was the same day that I met the princesses. So
I don't remember which day it was.
so I'm pretty sure that was the I think that was the first day which that we were in Nassau. I think I
Okay.
did it for that day.
Well, that's good to know that you have options then.
Yeah, like the first like,
Full
full
day.
day. I guess
Yeah.
the second day. Day 2,
Okay.
they would call it.
I know. Yes. Okay, so then eventually you do get called and you get to go on the
Yes.
ship.
Yes.
Okay.
that was fantastic. I
Yeah,
was
how was it
I
walking into the atrium like in
I
there?
was just like beside myself. I could not contain my excitement. The pictures of this ship don't do it justice. It is so beautiful for real life. Oh my god. I was like crying. I was so happy. And like they call your name and you go in and like the princesses are up on their balcony and they're like waving and they switch out. So when we walked in, I'm pretty sure Tiana and Naveen were up there. But like I swung back around and went in there again later. Like I didn't have the whole entrance again, but I just walked through the grand hall and Rapunzel and Flynn were there and I was just like
Yeah.
Rapunzel's favorite. So it's just like very, very excited about everything.
Yeah, that must have been. And I'm assuming when you got on, the rooms were not ready yet
No,
either.
they were not. They were blocked off. You couldn't go to the room until like I want to say 3, but it might have been 2:30, whatever, some point in the afternoon.
Yeah, that's
So,
normally the time. Yeah.
yeah. So my mom and I went to the Marceline Market, which even though we were group 6 and we were pretty early on the stage, I mean not on the stage, we were on the stage
On the
on the
ship.
ship. We were pretty early on the ship, but then we like walked around a little bit and we did go to our muster station to do our drill. So we did that. We got that out of the way. And then we went to Marceline Market for lunch and we sat on the back of the like if you go all the way to the back because we couldn't really find any tables. It was pretty crowded. So we went all the way to the back and then if you go all the way there's an outside deck like on the complete back of the ship it goes all the way across. So we found a table outside. It wasn't too hot, which was fantastic. And it was just really nice to sit out there and I knew that a hurricane was coming so it was going to be raining. So I was like, Mom, let's go sit outside because I don't know how much time we're going to actually get outside. So yeah, it was just and then we just kind of sat there for however many hours it was until the room was ready.
And they make an announcement for the whole ship, right? Like the rooms are ready and you can go.
Um, Maybe. I don't remember hearing one, but I knew in the app what time
They
the
said,
they said like what time it said. So we just kind of went there at that time and they weren't like open yet, but someone was coming around pretty
to
much
open
at the
them.
same moment. So we were like, oh, we'll just wait here for the 2 minutes. And then they came in like opened I guess we rope dropped the rooms.
And then what deck were you on? What deck number?
So we were on deck 9. We
Okay.
did the guaranteed room.
Okay.
So we didn't pick our cabin. We kind of just let fate decide. uh, because we really didn't care too much which like cabin we were in. You know, I was just really happy to be on the ship. And I knew that if we did the guaranteed one that they choose, it's a lot cheaper. So I
Mhm.
was like, that's fine, sign me up because I'd rather have more space than pick my cabin.
Right.
So
Right.
we were in a family deluxe veranda or whatever. And as far as cruise cabins go, it was pretty big.
Yeah, those are the big ones. So yeah.
Yeah. And we didn't even have like, I know some of them had like the couch and then a Murphy bed.
Hmm.
We did not have the Murphy bed. So there was a full length mirror there and it was
Oh,
fantastic. And it made the room feel even bigger because
nice.
like when you were standing, you kind of like felt like the room like swung around, like there was a door there instead of just a mirror.
Right. But that makes a big difference when you're staying there for,
Yeah, so
those
it was great.
nights.
And plus, I had so much stuff, so I was able to sprawl my suitcases out and not get in anyone's way.
I just want you
So
to
yeah.
know that we went to Alaska and we all only got to take carry-ons
Oh my
because
God.
they could not guarantee that our luggage would get there. So we had to do all carry-ons. So the three of us just had carry-ons and that was it.
Oh my God. I could never. I can't. I went to my mom's house last night. I mean, not last night, on Friday night, just for one night. And I brought like I was moving in. I brought so much stuff.
Just make sure when you go for your Alaskan cruise, don't go through Toronto. You can't fly through Toronto.
Oh no, I'm not doing that. I'll fly
They
nonstop from
Oh, well,
Philly
yeah,
to
you're going to
Seattle.
Seattle. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
So that was our issue. We were going through Vancouver, so that was
Ah.
our only option.
Mhm.
Toronto still sends emails like, your luggage is only 50% guaranteed getting to your
Oh
destination. So it's up
my.
to you if you decide to check luggage.
No, I couldn't do it.
All right. So eventually you unpacked and then,
Well, I mean, I don't really unpack. I kinda just leave
okay.
it.
All right. You settled into the room.
Yeah, I settled it. My
Oh,
mom unpacked.
everyone's gonna wanna know what was the princess, theme in your room?
Oh, so my princess theme was Tiana. So we were on deck 9, so I'm pretty sure the deck 9 rooms are either Tiana or Aurora Sleeping Beauty. I was kind of hoping for Sleeping Beauty, but I was more than happy with the Tiana room. It was so beautiful. And um like it's just it is a little bit special to me just because the the Firefly Ray in the movie, who's with her all the time. Ray is my dad's name, so
Oh,
it's like special.
that is nice.
Yeah, so it's like, oh, it's like daddy's here with us. My
Yeah.
mom had no idea. She'd never seen the movie, but it's like, mommy.
That's fine, you could teach her things.
Yeah, I do. I do. I tell her
Exactly.
all the time.
Okay, so then does it still say on the back of your, like, card, your room key card, like, where you're going to dinner each night?
No.
Okay.
It's not on there. If it is on there, then I didn't see it.
Okay.
It's in the app. Everything
Okay.
everything is in the app. My mom kept saying that she's so grateful that I was with her, and she doesn't know how, like, people who might be elderly who are there, or like not technologically, you know, whatever. She's like, I don't know how they would do it. Like, if my grandma went, she still has a flip phone. What would she do? Um, so like everything is on the app. We didn't even get a paper, do they call it a navigator?
Yeah, they still
I
do,
think.
yeah.
I don't know. Every cruise line calls it something different, but like, the paper that lists all the events and stuff, we didn't get one. It's everything is on the app.
Hmm.
So, I mean, it's great if you're like on your phone all the time. And I think you can use the app. I'm pretty sure you can use the app without like buying their internet package. Like the app will work.
Right.
I mean, it has to.
I think it does, except, like, you can just view things, you can't, like
Right.
I don't know if there's a chat anymore in that one.
Yeah. I mean, I think there is, but I paid for the Wi-Fi for my mom and I, so we just communicated on WhatsApp like we
Right.
normally would. Um, so I was like, this is just easier for you because this is how we normally text each other, so just do this.
Right.
And she was like, okay. She didn't have to get confused.
Yeah, that is one of the biggest complaints I hear is about the app is that you have to be on your phone, everything is on your app,
Yeah,
and you can't just, like, leave your phone now in your room. You kinda have
right.
to, like, bring it with you.
Yeah, you kinda do have to have it with you at all times if you wanna know what you're supposed to do next.
Okay, so where did you have dinner well, you can even I don't care if you make it up, but where's the first place you think you had dinner?
No, I know for sure the order of the dinner.
Okay.
So the first date we ate at 1923. Um, it's like just beautiful in there. And all like you can look at all the drawings and all the artwork, everything is just fantastic. And there's a lot of people who like dress up in their little flapper ensembles, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, these people are so great." was so excited.
Oh, I love that. I haven't even heard anyone say that, so
Yeah,
that's really
so many people
cool.
had like black and gold on and like white and just looked like fabulous.
Oh, that's now, were you seated with other people, or did you guys have your
um,
own table?
so we were I requested to sit by ourselves. Mostly because I mean, like most people don't really know this, especially since I have my YouTube and I'm blah 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 all the time. But I do have a bit of social anxiety, so I don't like to like I didn't want to like have any awkward dinner moments. So I just requested if we could sit by ourselves. My mom loves to talk to people, so I didn't tell her that I did that. So I just kind of did it. But like the way that they did it is they kind of just took like an 8-person table and moved it apart like this much. So like we were on a 4 person section of the table, and then there was a family of 3 in another, on the other side of our table. Um but yeah, in general, all the tables were very close to each other. So even if you were by yourself, like
You're
you're still
barely
very
by
close to
yourself.
all other people.
Yeah, it's like when you have dinner in, like, New York City and you're, like, directly next to people.
Yes, yes, like that.
Yes. Okay, and how was the food?
Oh, it was fantastic.
Okay.
Um, so we had the I had the filet mignon the first night. It was so good. I don't know if it was better than the one that I had at Le Cellier, but it was very delicious. I would recommend it for sure.
That's good.
Um, yeah, so that was really good. I I don't like all the other stuff kind of blends together. Like I don't know which dessert I ate which night and
Oh,
stuff.
no, I won't I'm not testing you on
But
that.
I definitely had the filet the first night and it was delicious.
That's good. Now, did you do any of the shows or anything after
Oh,
dinner?
yes. So, but since we had the second dinner, we went to the shows before dinner.
Oh, okay.
So I heard that in order to get a decent seat, you have to show up to everything a half hour before. Very true. You definitely have to show up at least a half hour before. So the first night, I don't remember what the show was called, but it was like with the Fab Five. Minnie Mouse was like the captain of the ship, and it was a whole thing with Goofy. I don't want to give any spoilers, but it was if you love like those characters, then and like some of the princesses were involved too. It was just like a mashup of all the all the fantastic characters, and I loved it so much. It brought me to tears. I was just so like so happy. I think that was my favorite show of the 3. Um, yeah, I think so. But I would definitely recommend it. I know some people would probably say, "Oh, it's a little cheesy," but I don't care. I'm here for the cheese. Bring
Right.
it on.
Yeah, that's awesome. Okay, so let's go to your first full day then on the ship. So that was Nassau?
Yes, Nassau.
Okay,
So our
now
first day was at Nassau. The hurricane was rolling rolling in. Uh, but we were kind of like it was coming up the coast of Florida on the west coast of Florida, so the Bahamas, it already passed by the Bahamas. But it was like rainy and overcast and it wasn't like pouring all day, but it was definitely raining and not great. I didn't really plan to get off the ship in Nassau anyway, because to me it's just eh. Like
yeah,
all the cruises that I've ever been on have stopped there. Like I've been there, done that. It's fine.
right. And it's a
Like
good
I would
idea to
rather
have time on that ship.
right, I'd rather see the stuff on the ship for sure. So I scheduled my princess gathering that morning. Um, earlier than I would have liked, but that's all that was available. Um, because like I said, I'm a nighttime person. But yeah, that was fantastic. All the princesses are just there in the grand hall, and you just wait in one line and then go and see all of them. And it was fantastic.
That's great though that you can, like, sign up for it and then you
Mhm.
just come
I
and do that.
heard that that if you didn't sign up, like if you didn't get a time, if you just kind of waited around to the end, if they had time, they would like squeeze you in. I don't know if it's always like that or if it's just like if it's not busy at that for that like set time, or if like the families were going fast, you know.
Right.
So that was that's what I heard from Facebook groups. I didn't experience that myself because I did sign up.
Right. That's
Yeah.
good. And then you did your tour, right, of the Wish
Yeah.
this
We
day,
we
at
did
least
the
we think.
walking tour. I wish I wore my Crocs because my feet were hurting at the end, which I didn't think that they would because I'm like, well, the ship's not really that big. How much walking am I really gonna be doing? but, but yeah, I wish I wore the Crocs. But
That's
yeah, you just learned so much about the ship. It was really, really special. To hear all the different things that they have like that they kind of like oh shoot, sorry. Um they kind of like all the Easter eggs, I guess,
Mhm.
in the ship, like where the big chandelier is in the grand hall. They said it's supposed to be like Cinderella's dress, just like turned upside down. um
Oh.
so that was really fun. And then the wishing stars in the middle, but there's four stars around it on the ceiling, and they represent all the other Disney ships.
Oh, that's so cool.
So, like things that I would never know if I didn't go on this ship. I mean, on this tour.
Right. That's
Yeah,
cool.
so it was really great, and they brought us into the Arendelle restaurant, um, and like showed us around in there and explained all the stuff in there. It was just it was really really good.
That's good.
10 out of 10 recommend.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah,
Now, this is such a random question. I know you weren't on the cruise ship with a kid or anything like that, but
sure.
were you able to go down the slide that takes you into the kids clubs?
I mean, I think that I could have if I wanted to, when there was an open house, but I was just like so busy running around chasing after all the characters, honestly. I was like, "Oh, mom, Mickey's meeting now. We gotta go. Hurry up, Jer." So, I mean, I think that during the open house, I think adults can go down there
Yeah,
and like use the slide and stuff. It didn't even cross my
fresh
mind.
mind. That's fine.
Yeah.
Okay, so then where did you eat dinner that night?
So we ate at Marvel that night. Oh, was that night was Halloween night.
Oh, okay.
Yes. So we knew that there was a trick-or-treating event, but the line was just like I couldn't even find the end. So we wanted to go and get some candy, but it was not happening. So we went to the theater and we watched The Little Mermaid, which was cute. It's basically like a stage performance of the movie.
Okay.
I mean, they did make some like little tweaks here and there, but it's more the same to the movie as like if there was a Little Mermaid Broadway production, which I don't
Okay.
think there is, but you know what I
No.
mean.
Yeah.
Like based on the other Broadway shows that I've seen of Disney movies, they're similar, but they're very different also, you know?
Yeah.
So this was like the same. So it
That's
was still
fine.
cute and definitely worth watching. Like I
Yeah.
enjoyed myself very much, but it's very similar to the movie.
Um,
And then then it was after we watched the show, then we went out to the pool deck and they had their Halloween little stage show, which
oh,
was so
nice.
cute. um, Mickey and Minnie and Goofy, Pluto, Donald, Daisy, and Chippendale. They all had their little Halloween costumes on, and they came out and they did their little dance and stuff, and it was just it was so cute. So yeah, that was so fun. Like those types of shows, like make me so excited because um, like you don't see them everywhere. I guess it would be
Right.
similar to like Mickey's Friendship Fair at
Disney World.
Magic Kingdom.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and it was Halloween themed, which I'm not a Halloween person at all, but I was loving it.
That's nice though. It's kind of
Yeah.
fun, like, it's just something different too.
Yeah. Um, and then we finally went to dinner, and that was at Marvel. Um, is it called the World of Marvel? Um, so that was fun. I'm a big Marvel fan. I love all the movies. I love the MCU. So that was like I could see how someone who doesn't care about Marvel at all wouldn't care about this stage show. It wasn't like a stage show, it was more of a screen show, but either way, I thought it was very fun because I love Marvel, but it's definitely I think it's definitely a niche type of deal.
Yeah,
Um,
I think everyone's saying either they like the Marvel or they like the Arendelle one, but
right.
not everyone likes all of that.
Oh, spoiler alert, I like that one too.
I know. I wanna try them all, like, I don't even care. Like, just get me on the
Yeah,
ship.
yeah, so the best thing at Marvel was so every night you get your bread basket, which I love bread, it's like my favorite, and you get a dipping sauce. Each restaurant had a different, like, dipping sauce. The one here was some sort of red pepper something or other, I don't know, but it was delicious, and I still dream about it. And that's what I remember from the Marvel restaurant eating wise.
That's fine, we're not gonna quiz you on the food.
Yeah. So, yeah,
That's
the red
good though.
pepper dipping sauce was my favorite thing at the Marvel restaurant.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Now, was your next day a sea day or was it
Um,
Castaway
it was
Key?
supposed to be Castaway,
Okay,
but the weather was bad, so we couldn't get into like, he couldn't dock, so we kinda just went off to sea, found better weather, perfect, smooth sailing, uh, no rain, it was great.
good.
So, it turned into a sea day.
Alright, and obviously that can happen, hurricane or not
Right,
they can't always get to Castaway Key.
right.
So what did you end up doing that day?
Hmm.
Or what are some highlights maybe?
Oh, I know what I did.
Characters?
Yes. So, all of the characters were out in their castaway outfits. Um,
Mm.
so they were out kind of all day. They had different times and stuff. So I'm pretty sure I managed to meet all of them in their castaway outfits, except Chip and Dale. Um, so that was a lot of fun. I was kind of just like, strolling around. My mom was sitting at the pool deck. I was just wandering around. All the princesses were out, but not in a meet and greet type of like, I'm gonna stand here and you're gonna stand in line and come through. They were just like wandering around the ship, having a good old time, like they were on the adventure with us. So that was a lot of fun.
That is
Like to
fun.
just like randomly run into Rapunzel on the stairwell.
Right.
Yeah,
That's pretty
so that was
cool.
a lot of fun. Oh, I also started playing the game. What is it called? Whatever it's called. They have the interactive game.
The Mid-Ship
The
Detectives?
what?
Is it the
No, no, no,
Mid-Ship?
it's a new one.
Oh, okay.
It's something with like the stars and adventure or
Oh, like
something
the
or other.
stars that come up.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's
So,
new. It just
yeah,
started, I
it's
think the cruise before you.
yeah. So my experience of it was is kind of glitchy, but when it did work, it was really fun.
Okay.
People so I have a Samsung Galaxy phone. It seemed like people with iPhones were having better luck with it. So I don't know if it's because of the phone or if it was because the so once they announced that we were getting extra days, they started giving like everyone the Wi-Fi
Oh,
just so they can fix their plans and stuff. And at that point, the Wi-Fi quality
went
you know,
down. Yeah.
dropped tremendously. So it was working great. And then when they gave it to everyone, it was terrible. Uh, so which was upset. It was a little upsetting. I mean, like, I don't really care all that much, but it was kind of annoying that I paid for the highest package and then it didn't work because they gave it to everyone for free, you know?
Right.
But whatever. I'm not really a complainer, so I don't care. It is what it is.
Mm.
So yeah, but the game was a lot of fun. You'd have to like you'd open it on your phone and you'd pick they had four different adventures, and then you'd pick a story and it would tell you which like picture to go to or location on the ship, which I found it really helped me to like navigate the ship and learn where everything was because you're like basically running back and forth because the next location would never be right where you were. So so it's always like, okay, well, go to deck 9 aft and then go to deck 4 forward and you're like, "Oh my god. Really? Thanks." But it was fun. It
Wonderful.
wasn't just like pictures because they had a lot of like the interactive pictures, but they also had like different locations that were interactive.
Mhm.
So I know it kind of doesn't make sense, but if you when you
No, it
play it,
does.
you'll be like,
Mm,
"Oh yeah,
mm.
this is really cool."
Yeah. Um, when they did announce it, did you have to adjust your plans that now you're gonna be on the ship for more days?
Um
Or were you
yes,
okay,
but not like terribly so.
okay,
Um, I was always set to fly home on Sunday, which is the day we ended up coming in.
um,
We were going to stay at the Swan for 2 nights, um, after the cruise, so Friday and Saturday night. So all I had to do was
cancel that.
cancel that. And
Okay,
I just went right on Marriott's app and
cancel it.
said, "I need to cancel because of the hurricane." And they said, "Okay, great, you'll get your money back." I was like, "Okay, thank you."
That's good. That's an
Yeah.
easy switch.
My
And
mom did have to change her flight to a later time just because she's scheduled to leave on Sunday morning, like at 6 a.m. or something like that. Uh, so yeah, so she went on the United app and fixed everything right on there.
okay,
No
well,
charge
that's good.
because hurricane.
Hurricane policy, yeah.
Yeah.
That's good. Alright, and then I'm assuming that night there was a show and then Arendelle for dinner?
No, so yeah, no, there was no show that
Okay,
night because it was pirate night. So, I
got it.
mean, so there was a show, but it wasn't a show in the theater.
Right.
They had the
The
pirate show
extra
outside on the deck, and they did before dinner, there was the Mickey and Minnie pirate show with all of those friends and stuff. That was so cute. Oh my gosh, I loved it. Minnie's pirate costume is probably my favorite thing ever. Like it is so fabulous. Um, and then we went to dinner, and because it was pirate night, we ate in the Marvel restaurant again, like 2
Okay,
nights in a row. But it was the pirate menu, it wasn't the Marvel
Marvel
menu.
menu. Okay.
Yeah.
And then your next day was supposed to be your last day.
Oh, sorry. After we ate, then there was another pirate show
Oh, and you went to go
after
see that.
dinner. And that was like the rock band pirate show. So that was real cool. That was a lot of fun. And then it was the fireworks at
Nice.
sea.
Nice.
And that was like I was very excited for that.
That's very cool.
And like if you want the best view, just go to any cast member and say, "Where's the best spot that I should stand?" And they'll tell you. Like no one's gonna, you know, point
Yeah,
you in the wrong direction.
yeah.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah.
And then so the next day was supposed to be your last day, but obviously it wasn't.
Right. So
Was that another sea day?
that was supposed to be a sea day. Um, it was still a sea day. Um, yeah, so, what did I do that day? So, like, I'm trying to think of, like, what I was wearing, and that kinda helps me
That's
remember
okay.
what I did.
But even if you, like, think of highlights, I'm assuming this day, maybe you finally made it to Arendelle for dinner?
Yes, we went to
Yeah.
Arendelle for dinner. Yes, yes, yes. I think we sat by the pool for a little bit. Um, that sounds about right.
Oh, did you do the ride? Sorry, I just got all
Yeah, I did that on the very last day.
okay.
Um, So yeah, um, it was fun, but you do get very wet. So
That's what I thought. I was like, they show all these pictures of like people in regular clothes. I'm like, who's going in
no,
regular
you
clothes?
no, don't wear regular clothes. You get soaked. You get very wet.
Okay.
Like I like the water went in my eyes and I couldn't see it. It was like burning. I was like, ah! But it was still really fun. So I'm glad that I did it. I just like I'm also glad I had my sunglasses with me. Block some of it. I
No, I
was
know you
like,
went
man, this lash glue is like burning my eyes.
I know it was your last day that you did it, but do you know if, like, the waits were, like, long to ride it?
Every time I looked over there, it said 30 minutes. There's no way that it was only 30 minutes because the line, a lot of times the line was like, there is a queue that like has a like switchback in it, but then there's stairs. And it was like out of the queue and down the stairs a lot of the times. So I was like, well, that's why I waited until the last day because it ended up being our castaway day. So I came back to the ship early and got to go on it then. And it said 5 minutes. I probably waited like more like 10.
Mhm.
Um, but it was also a project to get out of the raft. So
Oh, yeah.
just you're just gonna have to go for it and have no shame and like you literally have to like roll out. I mean, that was me. I'm just not agile enough to stand up on my own.
No, but that's good information. I can't do it either, so
Yeah. So, but like the lifeguard, like I was kind of nervous about this because you are like down on the ground and it's a conveyor belt and you're moving. So I was like, oh, I don't know. And then I saw someone else do it who was probably about the same size as me. And I was like, all right, if they could do it, I can do it. So, but then like when you get up at the end, and like the lifeguards are very helpful and they're kind and you don't feel like they're judging you or anything. So that's good. I
Yeah,
mean, I wouldn't expect anything less from Disney, but like I mean, I guess if you know, you know. So, but like
exactly.
he said, okay, so what you're gonna do is just swing your leg over and kind of, and I'm like, I'm just gonna roll out of here. And he's like, yeah, just roll out. I was like, okay. He's like, when I tell you, and I'm like, all right, here we go. Kind of just like
That's like
because
a
there is like
whole
a seat in front of you, like it's a two-seat thing. So if you're just in the back by yourself, there is a little like thing. So you can't just like scooch around like this. You really have to like
right.
hoist yourself over.
I know. It's like a whole reason I don't do Space Mountain. I, like, can't get
Oh
in
yeah,
and
no.
out of that. Like, are you
I'm
kidding
like,
me?
please, please, I'm almost done. Okay. Like it's space not the worst to get out of.
I know. I just don't write it. It's too much. Okay. So we'll kind of like finish up because I know the extra days you had stuff to do and you finally get to Castaway Key. So
Right.
Arendelle, you like the restaurant?
Yes, the restaurant was great. I felt like it was the most spacious of the restaurants. Like I didn't feel like I was on top of the neighbors there, which was good. The
Could you see the
show,
show though from where you were
yes, the
sitting?
show was good. I couldn't we were kind of in the back, so it was hard to see it. Um, but it sounded great.
That's what I hear, that there's very limited people that are actually close to the stage to
Yeah.
see it.
And like I was looking around and I was like, our seats aren't even the worst in here.
Yeah.
So it is very hard because the stage that they're on is kind of low and there's a lot of like serving stations around and like pillars and stuff. So there's a lot of things that block your view. But I did like that it was more spacious.
I know.
And I mean like the show was it sounded great. So, maybe another time I'll get a better seat and it'll be
Right.
fine. But they did all come around to every table and greet, everyone.
That's cool.
So that was great. So like
Yeah.
you did get to meet Elsa and Anna and Kristoff and Oaken.
Okay.
I think most of the time Olaf is there too, but he was not at hour cruise.
Okay.
Olaf didn't make it.
Has to be concerned with those hurricanes, you know?
Right.
Okay, so then bonus day, you had 2 bonus
Oh,
days?
right. Oh, on the Arendelle day, sorry, we went to the Aladdin show.
Oh, how was that?
Yes, that was good. I have seen Aladdin on Broadway, so, like, that is spectacular. This is, like, a version of the movie, which is also very cute and very enjoyable. So, like, just don't go expecting a
The
Broadway
Broadway show.
production. It's like a live version of the movie is
Right.
more of what it is.
That makes sense.
But it was still great. I still very much enjoyed it. It's Aladdin. How can
Yeah,
you not?
exactly. So you had 2 bonus days,
Yes.
and the last one you got to go to Castaway Cay.
Yes.
So let's talk about that day.
So on one of the bonus days, what they did, which I don't think that they normally do, they had Elsa and Anna meet and greet
Oh, no,
in
they
the
do not
Arendelle.
normally do that.
Yeah, so they had that, and that was very exciting. So it was great. They just like it was in the morning. I think they had 2 different sessions. So they added that in, which I was so happy about. And also in the Arendelle restaurant, if you go all the way to the back where the windows are, it's the only place on the ship that you can look down and see Rapunzel on the back of
Oh, the
the
ship.
ship.
That's
So that was really fun to get to go and see that. Um, yeah, but meeting Elsa and Anna was fantastic in like an official meet and greet capacity. So that was a
yeah.
lot of fun. And then they also did like other things that they aren't normally doing on the Wish. Like they did the decades music trivia. So I went to, I think it was on the last day that they did 2000s music trivia. Um, they didn't do 90s, which I also would have enjoyed, but
You would have, like, totally won that.
yeah. I mean, like, I'm good from, like, the second half of the 90s through the first half of the O's, or the aughts, sorry. Like, 95 to 2005.
Perfect,
That's
yes,
my sweet
that's your
spot.
time.
Specifically boy bands. But yeah, so that was fun. We would did, and then we played bingo one of the days. They did not a trivia, a um a game show preview. So like one that they are testing for like to do in the future. It was the first time that they've ever tried it. It was so fun. It was called Villains Game Night. If they offer it on your cruise, go to it. It was a lot of fun. Um, yeah, so they were just like doing things that they don't normally do just to fill the extra bonus days, which was really great. Like everyone was so fantastic.
That's nice.
Sorry you asked about Castaway and I totally
That's
like just
okay. Okay, so we filled in the spots between all your extra sea days that everyone in the world is gonna be jealous about forever because you
right.
got to be on the Wish forever.
Yeah.
And then you got to finally go to Castaway Cay.
Yes.
And how
So
was that?
that was great too. So like I've said, I'm not really a morning person. So I just slept in and casually woke up when I did, you know. Um the time the time I got up, like the ship was empty. No one was left. Um, so we just like went to breakfast and then eventually got off the ship and went down to Castaway. Um, when we got off, there was Chip and Dale were meeting like right there, and also Captain Jack Sparrow. So I'm sure that like all these characters normally meet, so I don't think that's anything different than normal, but that was still a lot of fun to meet them, and it wasn't long lines because like I said, we were the only people getting off the ship at that time. Like everyone was off, I'm sure, like as soon as we got there, because we did have 3 C days in a row, and
Right.
like it didn't really bother me, but I know some people get like antsy and don't want to be on the sea for 3 days in a row without an escape. So everyone was off the ship immediately. Um, so yeah, we heard from a lot of people that we should go to the adult beach. So got on the little tram, and then we had to get on a second little tram that didn't know we had to get on a second tram, but it just kind of followed along with what everyone else was doing. We got to the beach, and I don't know if this is because of the hurricane or if it's always like this, but the beach was like very short. Um,
No, I hear
like
that
there,
I've never made it to the adult beach, but that's what I hear is that it's short and
yeah,
I don't wanna say it's not clean because it's clean, but it's
yeah,
rocky
it's
and
it's clean. I didn't find the sand to be rocky at all. Like the sand was
okay.
fine. It was just like the incline was like very steep, and then there was only like enough space for one row of chairs. So that's kind of how shallow the beach was. And because we got there so late, there were no chairs available, so we had to walk really really far to get to a chair. And then once I sat down on it, I felt like I was gonna slide off because it was so steep. I also used to say that I'm not really a beach person. Like if I had to choose between a beach and a pool, I'd pick a pool every time.
Right.
Um, but I was like, I mean, I'm here. I gotta go.
Right.
So, and my mom likes the beach. So we finally get to a chair. It probably took us like an hour to get all the way out from the ship to our where we sat. And then I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna go in the ocean. And then I floated there for a little bit. It felt like a long time, but it probably wasn't. and then um and then we went and sat back down on our chairs, and I just dried off a little bit. And I was like, okay, we've probably been out here for like an hour. And my mom was like, it's been 15 minutes. I was like, are you sure? I think your clock is wrong.
Time to get back on the ship.
I was like, are you dry yet? Let's go.
Uh,
Yeah, but then we like planned, we were and like look, I gotta say, in my mind, when I knew that we were going to Castaway Cay, or Key, sorry, um, I made all these big plans for myself. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna get there early, and I'm gonna rent a bike, and I'm gonna go snorkeling, and I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna do that. And I got there, I was like, all right. I didn't do any of that. I was like, who am I joking here? There's no way I was gonna rent a bike and go bike riding. I was not doing the 5K. Why did you even pretend like you were gonna do the 5K?
because they really sell all those extra things, that's
Right.
why.
And then I got there and I was like, no, I'm just I'm in relaxation mode. There's no way that I am renting a bike.
Yeah, you're not gonna wear yourself out on the last
Yeah,
day.
no way. So then we were like, okay, well then let's get something to eat and then go back to the ship. So we trekked all the way back to from where our seat was. We trekked all the way back to like where the tram is and the food place. Was it Cookies or whatever?
Yeah,
Sorry, I don't know the name. I'm a
it's
first
okay, you don't
timer.
have to.
Um, so so we get over there, and like the line was huge and it was not moving. And I was like, Mom, do we really need to eat this food here? And she's like, no, I guess not. I'm like, I'm pretty sure I heard that the place on the ship is better than this. This is just like your standard hot dogs and hamburgers and stuff. You don't get it.
Right.
And she's like, yeah, you're right, probably. And then the tram came, so I was like, all right, let's get on the tram. Hurry up.
So your 30 minutes on Castaway Key was good.
Right. It was great. Well, when we did the tram switch, I went into the little gift shop there. Lots of cute stuff. I
Yeah,
did buy a mug that said, I'll do it tomorrow, but like I'll spelled like Isle, like an island.
island, yeah.
So I was like, oh, that is so me. I'm such a procrastinator. So I did buy that mug. And while I was buying the mug, we missed the next tram. So we had to wait a little bit longer, but that's fine. I kind of wish that like we stayed in that section or in the first section rather than go all the way out to the adult beach. I mean, I know for next time, kids don't really bother me all that much. I don't, whatever. I mean, I don't have any, so it's not like I need to get away from them. You know
Right.
what I mean? Like, I know some people are kind of like, I need a break from my children. And like I don't have that. So it doesn't like I don't whatever. If I'm by kids, I'm by kids. It's fine.
Right. Yeah, I definitely recommend the just the regular beach part, yeah.
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 So next time that's
You'll
what
do
we'll
it.
do. And
Yeah.
then we finally did get a tram and went all the way back. I took some more pictures because there's like great views of the ship from there. And then we got back on and ate some lunch at the not at the Marceline Market, but at the Mickey's Food Fair or
Yeah, the
Festival
like
of Food. That's what it's called. That's the Donald's Mexican place, Cantina or whatever, really delicious. The
Yeah,
pizza's
everyone's
really
talking
good.
about that.
Yeah. I mean, the pizza, I mean, obviously it's not like New York pizza,
Right.
but as far as cruise ship pizza goes, great. Um, the barbecue section, really great. Even like for the Goofy's Grill, which is just your standard burgers and hot dogs and stuff, that's great also. Like, I mean, it's better than theme park quality hamburger, you know?
Yeah.
Like it's better than any hamburger you're gonna get at Cosmic Race. So, and they have lots of toppings and stuff. I mean, I'm just boring and I only like, ketchup and pickles on my cheeseburger, but they had lots of options for people and
That's
lots of like hot dog um condiments also. So it
nice.
was great. That section is pretty much where we ate lunch or had like an afternoon snack every day. Um rather than going into Marceline Market.
Okay. That's good to
Yeah.
know.
So and then we like found a place on the pool deck and watched the movies that they had on the funnel vision. And I tried out the slide, which we've already talked about, the Aquamouse. It was fun. Like, definitely try it out. If you're on the Wish, try it out. Just be prepared to get wet. And I was okay with that because it was our last day, and I was going home, and I would wash my hair at home. If you're not planning on washing your hair that day, don't go on it.
Yeah.
Your hair will get wet.
I know Ashley has, like, gorgeous hair, so she's so
Oh,
good with
thank
it.
you.
Yes. I just remember during, like, the when we were all, like, at home and you were like, "Yeah, I finally got to go to the hairdresser." And it's like, "Oh my god, you're so lucky." Like, mine still hadn't opened up yet.
Yeah. My hair, it's like a totally different color now too.
I
Um,
know.
so yeah, it's like finally my Elsa hair. I'm so excited.
Exactly, perfect for the Wish.
Yeah. Oh, that's something I forgot. I don't remember which day it was,
That's okay.
but I did get a pedicure at the Untangled salon.
Oh, how was that?
Um, it was, I mean, obviously a pedicure on a cruise ship is gonna cost you some dollars, but um I just for the ambiance alone, because how much I love Rapunzel, like I would do it again.
That's good
I
to
did
know,
have an
though.
appointment to get my hair like blown out, like wash and blow out, but I was like, it was gonna be a little it's gonna be too expensive. And like my hair didn't really need it yet. So I was like, I'll just save that
Right,
and
for
just
next
do the
time.
pedicure.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
good.
so it was good. It was a good pedicure. I was just happy being in the salon. It's so beautiful. I took I took a picture of like I took pictures of the pictures in the salon, and now one of those is my lock screen on my phone. It's so nice. And I just was like, oh, I wish my house looked like this. Every time I was like, oh, I wish my house looked like it's so beautiful. Just like all the purples and golds and like pinks and stuff. It was just
Perfect.
loved it.
Yes. That's excellent. Okay, so I'm assuming that you're gonna say that it was much easier to see characters on the cruise ship than it is in Disney World.
Yes. Um, it is because you don't have to wait that long.
Right.
Oh, one of the best tips that I figured out kind of along the way is the character meet and greets. Everything's in the app. So it will say like Mickey is meeting at whatever 10:15 and 50 and it's lasting for 15 minutes. So as long as if like it started at 10:15, as long as you're in line by 10:30, then you will meet Mickey.
Okay,
Um so that is like a really uh good thing to know. So the line might be really long and you might have to wait another half hour or whatever to meet him, but if you're in the line by the time that it says in the app, then you're good to go.
that's
So
good.
just always look to see. It will be like it like lists who it is and then it lists the time that they're meeting and then it says the amount of time. So always look for that. That's
Yeah,
huge.
that is huge. So
Yeah.
that's good.
Oh, I also met the Sanderson sisters, sorry.
Oh, you did? Oh, yeah, because it was a Halloween cruise.
Yeah, it was a Halloween cruise. So Daisy, Minnie, and Clarabelle were there in their Sanderson sister costumes. That line was definitely the longest one. But so fun. They're fabulous.
Yeah, that's, like, really
Um,
unique, so
yeah. Oh, Captain Hook and Smee were out. Um, One night there was like a line for them and I did that meet and greet, I guess on Pirate Night. But then one of the bonus days they were just out strolling around. There was a lot of like on the bonus days, a lot of just characters hanging out and like having a good time in the Grand Hall. It was so fun. And like the kids were loving it. And that just like made my little heart so happy.
yeah, that's, like, the best part, so,
Yeah.
yeah. And then obviously the sad day came where you actually had to get off the
Oh
ship.
man. That was rough.
I know, but
Yeah, so then we had to go well, we didn't have to go, but we went to breakfast in the last restaurant that we ate at. So like after our 2 bonus days, our like rotation just started over. So we went back to 1923 and to
Marvel.
Marvel. I wish we got to go back to Arendelle.
I know.
But whatever, it is what it is. And so we had breakfast in Marvel. So we ate in the Marvel restaurant 4 times.
Well, that's good. At least you really got to know Marvel.
Right, right. Which was fun because so on the like second round there and at Pirate Night and the second time we ate dinner there and then when we ate breakfast, all the screens that they have set up all over the restaurant that are used to show like the Ant-Man show, like the dinner show that would go with your normal Marvel night. Um, when it's not that, they have like all these like sketches and stuff of all the Marvel characters that just like change throughout the night. So if you're a Marvel fan like me, that was really fun to see. So they just are constantly showing stills of different like scenes and sketches. I don't know if it's like sketches from the comics or sketches from the movies, but either way, really cool. So yeah. But
That's
yeah, so
cool.
we ate breakfast at Marvel and then we had to exit the ship. We left our bags out the night before so they can take them off the ship for us and we didn't have to lug them around. Also another thing that we added on, we were just going to take a lift from the port back to Swan. Um, but because I didn't know with the hurricane what the gas situation would be like, so I didn't know like if lifts were gonna be available or not. So we kind of just we decided to add on the DCL transportation back to the airport. So we just took the bus. Uh, Nothing exciting.
No, but at least it was, like, guaranteed because, I mean,
Right.
you
That's
didn't
why we did
know.
it. I was like, Mom, we just have to do the bus. What are we
Yeah,
gonna do? It's
right.
fine.
Yeah, it's probably cheaper than a lift at that point for the 2 of you, so
Yeah, I think it was cheaper anyway, but they aren't the DCL transportation is not going to Swan and Dolphin right now.
oh.
So, I didn't know that when I was like, "Yeah, mom, let's try the Swan for once." And then and then we go to book our bus transportation, and they're like, "Sorry." And we're like, "Oh, great."
Guess we're not.
They're like, "Well, I mean, if you want, you can lug your suitcases over to Boardwalk or Yacht and Beach." And we're like, "No, thank you."
No. Well, that's good information, though. All right.
Yeah,
Well, thank you. This was so helpful talking about a wish trip, bonus days. So, obviously, everything you talked about, not everyone would get, but
right.
definitely some great stuff. And would you go on another cruise with the wish?
Probably. I mean, I don't know, like, I have so many things lined up that I'm trying to figure out. Um, I would definitely think about it. My biggest problem is that I want a Rapunzel room, and those are only the concierge level, and that is very expensive, and I don't know if I can justify that.
So, someday you will stay in
So
the
so
concierge
yeah, so
one.
like
Yeah.
one day, one day maybe. But I mean, like I'd stay in a regular cabin too. Like
I
there
know.
wasn't. It was great. It was so fantastic. Um, I've never been on any other Disney cruise, so I don't know to compare it to anything. But I am very much. I like the newest things when it comes to hotels. So I imagine knowing myself that this would be my favorite ship. And also, I love, love, love princesses and everything magical and enchanted. And that's what this ship was. It was just like magic everywhere. That was one of the things that they explained on the walking tour is that they have the different decks are different things because they have the three themes of the ship. The one theme is like fairy tales and that sort of thing. So that's where you get your Cinderella and your Frozen levels, deck levels, and then you have the enchanted woodland creatures and such. So that's like all your greens, and that's your Tiana and your Aurora, right, with the owls
Right.
and like the bayou and whatever. And then you have the enchanted under the sea, like the water enchantment, which is your Moana and your Ariel. So that's I think Dex deck 10 is that. Um so yeah, so it was just like the whole thing was just like magical and I loved it so much. It was just beautiful everywhere. Um so yeah, I'm less about the nautical theme.
Yeah, so then you probably wouldn't like the other ships
I
as
mean, like,
much.
I it's fine. I don't hate it.
Right.
I
No,
don't
I
hate
know.
nautical theme, but this is a castle, and I'm all about that castle life.
Right. That's good. That's a good
Y
comparison, though. Like, even if you haven't been on the other ships, this is more themed to, like, the princesses and things like
Right.
that. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
And, like, I would be very excited to try the next ship also,
Mhm.
the treasure, right? That's what it's called?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Triton
So,
class treasure, yeah.
yeah. So, it is hard because it is a lot more expensive for a 4-night cruise that just goes to boring Nassau. And you can get a whole 7-night cruise on Royal Caribbean for same price or less. So
Right.
that makes it hard for me to um like justify
Justify.
the price.
Yeah.
But I had a fantastic time and the extra 2 days definitely helped. Like I was thinking, I was like, how am I wouldn't have I would have felt too rushed on a 4-night cruise on this ship.
Right.
Because there's so much to do, and I would have been running around trying to do everything, and I wouldn't have, like, sat down and just watched a movie at the on the pool deck.
But
Um
that's what they try and do. They try and make it like that so that you wanna come back
Right.
again.
Yeah, so
Can't get to everything.
yeah, they get you, they know what they're doing.
Yeah. They've done this for a few years.
Right? So, yeah, I mean, like, I definitely maybe, like, when if the itinerary changes, I'm never ruling it out, you
Right.
know? It's definitely a possibility. Who knows when, but I
Right.
would like to go back on the Wish for sure. Um, I just have so many other trips that I'm planning in my head.
I know.
So, it's
Yes.
hard to, like I'm very much a last minute type of planner, and cruises, for the most part, I feel like you have to plan them so far in advance, and, like,
Well,
it's
Disney
so hard.
cruises, yes. Yeah.
It's so hard for me to do that.
Hey, you got your Alaska cruise booked a whole year in
Yeah,
advance, so that's really good.
I know, I'm proud of myself.
Yeah. That was good. Okay, so we're gonna Ashley, thank you so much for coming on. Again, Ashley's information is below. I will put on if you want to follow her on social media, or if you want to go check out. She has a ton more information. Obviously, all the pictures and the videos from when she was actually on the Wish on Confessions of a Giggler. So you can go and check that out.
Yep.
And
Yeah, Confessions of a Giggler is my YouTube channel, but or you can check me out on Instagram at Ashely11. That's ASHALIA 11.
or you can check it out in the comments where I put it
Right.
and just click on it. But
Sorry.
thank you again for coming, Ashley. This was such good
You're
information that I'm
welcome.
sure
Thank
will
you
help
so
so
much for
many
having me.
people.
This has been so fun to relive everything.
Yes, it's so great to hear it. So thank you and bye, everyone.
Bye.